So the Victorian government, in all their wisdom, has now gone and, like the cars, wants to increase the efficiency of housing. What does that mean? That means they moved to a new 7-star standard, which means that your house now will use less energy to heat and cool and keep the house more moderate. So this is something that's been discussed for years, and now they've just decided to introduce it and enforce it. What has happened? Surprise, surprise, the cost of building has gone up by $20,000 to $30,000 per home. Thank you, government. So now you're going to have to pay $30,000 more. Mind you, this is going to be a borrowed money because most people are going to get a mortgage. And you're going to save, a few $100 a year on energy. They're getting rid of your gas. They're telling you just to switch to electricity. And what's that going to do to the grid? What's that going to do to the housing sector when the whole street now the gas energy that was used to, say, heat water or heat your house has now switched to electricity? That means you're going to have higher usage of electricity. This is going to go on, right? People are not going to understand what the ramifications of this. Now, it's not just about house usage. It's also about the design. You have to create stepless showers downstairs, and you got to create wider openings for disability access. Yes, good, bad. There are benefits, but not all houses in Melbourne, especially the high density ones, are going to be able to have these large hallways. Why? Because every square meter counts. I personally build townhouses, and I've built them in the past, and every square meter counts. So they are a little bit more cramped. You know that when you get them. But the benefit is that you do get a room, you do get a house. Now, if those high density areas now have to require for you having larger areas and larger hallways and larger everything else, then that means there's less space, which means less bedrooms, less livability in these houses. But they're calling it more livability. This is a topic that's been going on now, especially with the fuel efficiency for cars as well. So they're going to try and make cars more fuel efficient, trying to save the world. At the exact same time, it's going to increase your cost while telling you it's going to save petrol. Do you see how they play the mind games with you? Do you see how they tell you, you're going to save dollars, but it's going to cost you thousands to get this efficiency up? There are other ways. There are better ways. There are better materials that you can use to build houses to be more efficient. For example, the energy used to produce concrete is so high, and steel is so high, that however efficient you make this house, it will take you over a lifetime to compensate for that energy used to produce that house. These are the people that are telling you that we have to save the world by using less energy at the same time while spending more energy to do the things that we need to do. The result? More taxes, more taxes, more taxes, more taxes, tax, 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 tax. That's what it is. That's all it's about. It's about more revenue for them. If you stop importing people in this country, you don't have to go out and build 300,000 new homes, because the energy taken to build 300,000 new homes is so massive that your net footprint is going to be so high. What are you going to save? What are you going to save? They don't make sense. They don't talk about the actual side effects of everything that they have in their policy. So people on the ground like us that know what's going on, try to inform people and try to tell you and try to bypass all this propaganda that's going around. Don't listen to the Greens, they listen to Labor, don't listen to the Liberals, all right? They're all just talking crap because at the end of the day, they just want to increase taxes. They want to go out and build. The worst is the Greens. Why? Because they want to socialise everything. They want to make sure that you're not paying, you're going to pay so high in taxes that we're going to socialise everything. They want you to be dependent on the government to solve all your problems while creating far more problems than the average person can actually solve. They don't consult industry. They don't talk to us. They don't talk to us on the ground and tell you, hey, you know that 100,000 homes that the Labor says they're going to want to build, or the million new ones that the Greens say they're going to build? We don't have the resources to actually build them. It's going to take a lot of resources to build them. Most of the materials to build a house is not sourced locally. It all gets imported from overseas. So it's got to be produced overseas in highly inefficient countries that use a lot of energy to then manufacture it over there to bring it here. But we call that a green saving because we're not producing it in Australia. They're shutting down manageable forestry industry in Victoria to save the forests. So then we can cut down forests other states and other places in the world which don't have as good controls, don't have as much sustainability. This is the lunacy that we hear every single day. This is the craziness that is going around, and the misinformation, or what they call information, is the real misinformation. So next time you hear these people, tell them get fucked from me. Anyway, if you want to hear more about this sort of topic and more ideas, write some comments and questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll create some more topics to talk about.